Hello, this is Tom from Tom's dreamshopworx. Follow me along as I build 4 pairs of cornhole boards for my company. Using 1/2-inch plywood from the big box stores, it's pre-primed on one side. My dad's giving me a hand cutting them down. Making sure that I cut each one not just in half, but to an exact size. Since I have 4x8 sheets, I opted for just an 1/8 inch shy of 2 foot by 4 foot, so that all 8 pieces work out to be the same size. And it gives me a good start on cutting the rest of the materials to size. It's great having that big table on the back side of the table saw to support the boards. Outfeeds the boards very important. Miter saw station here, using just 1x4s from the box store. That's a Kreg track system I installed. I made those in-feed and out-feed sides of the chop saw to help support the boards. These are they've top and bottom plus one divider. Will be going holding supporting the boards. So there's 2 pieces on the outside that are approximately 4 foot, and these are whatever, 1.5 inches shy of 2 feet across. And here's the stack of boards for 8 cornholes. Yep, produced a lot of sawdust. I think I probably should have emptied that out a little sooner. Suction got a whole lot better after I emptied that. This is my Kreg production benchtop pocket hole machine. The previous model than the one that's out now. A real time saver. I didn't want to have to worry about any nails or screw holes to fill on the top of the boards for a nice clean finish. So using pocket holes for all the joinery. Somehow I lost the footage of drilling the holes, so I just took a scrap piece here to show you the process of drilling that. It's a 6-inch hole saw with a 1/2 inch to weld drill, and that's how I drilled all the holes. And the exciting part of any process in woodworking, sanding. Here I'm mostly just working on the holes themselves, cleaning some of the chip out from the hole saw. The boards are fairly smooth already to begin with. I didn't spend much time sanding them. I think I just have a 220 grit on there. A very small 3/16 round over on both sides of the hole to smooth the entrance of the beanbags. I guess they're cornhole bags technically. It's an old DeWalt trim router I've had for years. And I know a lot of people with pocket holes don't use glue. Some do, some don't. It depends on the application. In this case, these boards are going to be transported around to different shows. They're going to be beat up pretty good, so I thought the extra glue wouldn't hurt any. We're not going after perfection on joinery here. Everything is fairly flush and screwed together. Because the plywood is only 1/2 inch thick, I had to go down to 1-inch screws, so they wouldn't, the 1 1/4 would have poked through. And that's a coarse screw, so that it doesn't rip out the threads. I didn't measure for where the center board went, just approximately half. It doesn't reference for anything that matters. Yes, I put glue on the end of that board for no apparent reason. I think I end up wearing it on my shirt for the rest of the day. Kind of funny. I'm sure we've all been there. Actually, I had a knot that chipped out on me here pretty good on one of the screws, so I slowed down here just to pop a little bit of glue on it. Just use some blue painter's tape as my clamp to hold it back on, and continued along the process there. Just a slightly different camera angle of me speeding up the process here. I think I've mentioned in other videos, if only we could all work this fast, how much more work we would get done. And the magic of camera work. The next set went so fast you couldn't even see me getting them done. Cutting the feet now. Just using 2x4s for the feet. Cut them all to just about 12 inches to start with. Figured out the angle I needed. Cutting the angle on one end of each one. Set up a quick little jig for drilling the hole, the pivot hole for the bolts, so they would all be in the same spot. 1/4" 6 TPI blade is my general purpose blade on the bandsaw, and I did use a compass just to do a quick radius. Again, nothing fine tuning, just a pivot point to go around so the corners wouldn't knock into the top of the board. Here's a little jig I set up to help me in marking and laying out the holes for the pivot point for the legs. I had started by drawing a pencil line, but I realized all I need to do is just drill the hole straight through the jig. With marks on both sides, arrows on both sides of the jig, I could do both sides of the board and make sure I kept them in the right corners, so that all the pivots would be in the same place. Probably didn't need to watch me sanding and painting, kind of boring. Here's the graphics. There's 2 coats of flat black acrylic paint. Then the graphic goes on, then 2 coats of a polyacrylic clear coat. Sorry if they're out of focus on this picture here. And then just a quick assembly on the feet. I used a lock nut so the legs would not loosen up. I've got them fairly firm so they don't flop around. And there's all 8 boards finished. Hope you enjoyed the process. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.